than anything. I'm more angry that my son, who was 10 years old, 5 days before he turned 11, is dead.
They're continuing to search for answers as to why this was allowed to continue for as long as it did.
I have interrogation footage for you today. It's disgusting. Be warned. I think there, if I remember correctly, there's also some swearing in it, so I guess you have to be warned about that. But if swearing is the only thing that offends you about this asshat, then maybe true crime in general isn't for you. And I actually only give that warning for YouTube. And I'm going to give a little context. So if you only want the footage and not me giving the context, then I'll try and give you the timestamp to scroll forward to. Does this even need context? I don't know. Probably not for what happened, but I do like to talk about the victim. A little bit about what has been lost here. Now, this timeline was put together from pulling the actual documents by WHIO-TV. So on December 18th, 2008, this cute as a button and very innocent little Takoda Collins was born to very undeserving parents, Robin Collins and Al-Mutahan McLean, who I'm just going to refer to as McLean, in Wisconsin. So then on November 12th, 2009, Robin actually admitted to CPS that she had hit Takoda. So she received probation for that, and then she lost custody of Takoda. Then on December 9th, 2011, her probation was actually revoked, and she was sent to jail. Now, she says it was because it was due to her drug use, which I believe she admits that she had a problem with drugs. On April 5th, 2012, now this is McLean, he hit and chokes a man in Wisconsin that he thinks had his phone. And then he pleads guilty to disorderly conduct on that. On April 21st, 2013, Robin wrote to the court asking if McLean, she wanted him to be prevented from taking Takoda out of state, claiming that he was currently under investigation by child welfare officials in Wisconsin. And then on October 23rd, 2013, he received permanent sole custody of Takoda. He'd had temporary custody since at least July of 2013. On October 26, 2013, he is accused of hitting his fiancée. Now, her name is Amanda Hines, and she's going to come into the story later, over the head with a pipe, dragging her by her hair to a car, punching her before driving away, taking her with him to Wisconsin. Now, the charges were later dismissed by the prosecutor there for some reason. February 26, 2014, Robin again writes to the Wisconsin court that McLean tried to move with Takoda to Union City, Tennessee. She says, quote, "He ripped him out of school and left. I have no idea what's going on. Without CPS involved in any information, I'm not even sure how he is." On June 30th, 2014, McLean files with the Wisconsin court his intention to move with Takoda to Pennsylvania. Now, Robbins signed a letter agreeing to the move, but then she later wrote another letter saying that she had been bullied and pressured into signing that. On August 18th, 2014, it was the first day of school at Horace Mann Elementary School in Dayton. Now, Takoda's enrollment, his actual enrollment date isn't known, but the school officials confirmed that he was a student there starting that year in 2014. On October 20th, 2014, Wisconsin court rules that McLean is allowed to move with Takoda to Pennsylvania. And at that time, Robin still had some visitation rights. On December 30th, 2014, Amanda Hines buys her house on Kensington Drive in Dayton. Now, apparently also living with her besides Takoda and McLean was her sister Jennifer Ebert, who's also going to come back into the story a little bit later. February 19th, 2016, Montgomery County Children's Services calls Dayton police for a welfare check regarding the possible abuse of Takoda's 9-year-old brother. So not Takoda, but his brother. But no one answered the door when the officers arrived. I guess they just left. On March 6th, so just a couple of weeks later, Amanda calls the police saying that McLean is drunk, refusing to leave. The officers come out and allegedly find McLean drunk and argumentative, and then they just basically tell Amanda how she can go through the process of getting him evicted. May 25th, 2016, Amanda calls the police again. She's saying that McLean hit her. He's not going to leave. Officers come out, but no charges are filed. On June 9th, 2016, Amanda called the police again, saying that a neighbor was intoxicated and threatening to kill her. Now, when the police came, they found that both the neighbor and McLean were both intoxicated and fighting with each other. Incident ends with no one taken into custody. July 26, 2016, the caller who gives the name Al, who was likely McLean, allegedly McLean, contacted the police from this Kensington Drive home, which is the house that Amanda owned, to report that he was being assaulted by a woman. Now, the caller disconnects from dispatchers several times as the officers are trying to get the information. Incident ends with no one taken into custody. On August 2nd, 2016, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office serves a civil protection order to McLean. Records show that it was from a woman that he met locally who says he assaulted her in July of 2016. The protection order was dismissed because the incident didn't meet the threshold for an order. On August 20th, 2016, Takoda's older brother ran away from the house. And then once he was found, he told the police that he is forced to do squats while holding a heavy backpack as punishment. You guys know how I feel about exercise as a punishment. Police contact Children's Services and officers are told a referral was made. Police attempt to search the Kensington Drive address but couldn't access some parts because of pit bulls. Officers notice cameras inside and outside the house, but McLean tells them that the cameras don't actually record anything and they're just there for show. September 14th, 2016, he calls the Dayton police to report that someone had broken into his house and threatened his family at gunpoint because of a dispute about a wheelchair. Police records say Amanda's sister, Jennifer Ebert, Takoda, and his brother were home when the incident occurred. McLean provides police with video of the incident captured on his cameras, the cameras that are apparently just for show. July 29, 2017, Amanda calls the police reporting that people she doesn't know are yelling and threatening her. Officers come out and find the issue is over a grass-cutting disagreement. May 11th, 2018, Dayton Public School worker and Montgomery County's Children's Services request a welfare check again on Takoda because of fears that he's being abused. The police come out to the house and get no answer at the door again. Sometime between May 12th to the 24th, Takoda is pulled from school by his father before the end of the school year, but the exact date is actually unknown. According to several school officials, the school staff say they never saw him again. On July 31st, 2018, Takoda is formally withdrawn from school and is now homeschooled. November 14th, 2018, Dayton police respond to an argument between residents at that house. Disagreement centers around someone allowing their friend to park a car in the front of the house. November 18th, 2018, McLean and Amanda call the police together, complaining that Takoda is being unruly. And he actually asked the police to come and take the boy to the Juvenile Justice Center. Now, somehow, well, I don't know if they come out to actually do that, but they put Takoda in the backseat of a police cruiser. And then McLean said that he didn't want to press charges anymore and was going to take Takoda to Kettering Hospital. But the hospital says that he never showed up there. On May 6, 2019, Robin's back in the picture. She files a motion for contempt in Wisconsin against McLean. Quote, Mr. McLean has never brought Takoda to see me since he has left the state. I have spoken to him once on the phone in 4 years. On May 13th, 2019, Wisconsin court dismisses Robin's motion, saying that the case is in the jurisdiction of Iowa, since that's where Takoda lives now. May 19th, 2019, Robin calls the Dayton police, telling them that she believes her son's being abused by McLean. The police come out, and they believe that Takoda was actually he was fine. Records don't say whether Children's Services was contacted at that point. December 13th, 2019, now this is the day that we're going to get to in this interview, Takoda died at Dayton Children's Hospital. Montgomery County Children's Services say that they don't have an open case at all on Takoda.
Says we've uncovered more than a dozen instances of people reporting concerns that Takoda Collins was being abused. Today, the county revealing it launched an internal review earlier this month.
December 16th, 2019, Dayton police serve a search warrant at the house, and they just locate an absolute hell. There are some crime scene photos. They are available on Crime. Is it Crime Vault? Let me just check who that. Oh, Crime Champs. Crime Champs is the channel that has a bunch of the photos. They're disturbing. I mean, they're not photos of his body or anything like that, but there's just an absolute hell that he was living in. December 20th, so just before Christmas, Dayton police arrest both Amanda and Jennifer, and they are charged in connection with the child abuse because they basically did nothing about it. They witnessed it, and I'm going to try and have a little bit of their interrogation interviews as well because they were pretty much just as involved. And then on the 23rd, he was indicted with 7 felonies, including rape. Now, the abuse they feel was between November 1st of 2018 and December 13th of 2019 when he died. On September 10th, 2021, he pled guilty to murder, rape, kidnapping, and child endangerment. He got 51 years to life. Amanda Hines, she pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and child endangerment, and then Jennifer Ebert did as well to same charges. Amanda received a 22-year sentence, and Jennifer got only an 8-year sentence. And in case I forgot to mention, Amanda is the girlfriend of McLean's, and then Jennifer is her sister. 11-year-old Takoda Collins suffered a life of unimaginable horror and abuse. His official cause of death was blunt force trauma in combination with compressive asphyxia and submersion in water. So basically, he was tortured to death. I probably can't say that word on YouTube, but that's essentially what happened.
And we are at 335 West 3rd Street, which is our safety building. Okay? We are going to be interviewing you in regards to the crime of a homicide. Okay?
Homicide, that's like premeditated.
Homicide's kind of a catch-all for somebody that died more than likely not of natural causes. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it kind of covers a lot of things. It could be murder, it could be...
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't even know why my child is dead. You hear me? I still don't know.
If your child's dead?
No, they just told me he dead, but they didn't tell me what killed him or anything like that. You hear me?
That's kind of what this opportunity is for you to tell us.
To discuss it with you because, right.
You were there, we weren't.
Right. So
this is, once we go through your rights, this is your opportunity to kind of tell us what happened today and how he died, how he became unresponsive because we weren't there.
Right.
Okay, so let her get through this portion of it with you real quick.
Okay, Mr. McLean, I'm going to have you read number 1 out loud for me.
I had a right to remain silent. Do not have to make any statements or answer any questions. Anything I can say will be useless.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand?
Yes, I waive my rights.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you do not have the money to hire a lawyer appointed by the court or a lawyer from the public defender's office will be provided to you before and during questioning without any cost to you. Do you understand? Yes?
No.
Okay. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer.
Right.
Okay? And you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Waiver of rights. The above statement of rights has been read to me. I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. Okay, do you know
I don't want to agree to that right now. That man just bopped me in my shit and told me I did it. So I feel that was pressure right there. I wanted to speak immediately.
You what?
I said, I feel like he pressured me.
Okay. But are you wanting to talk to us now? You have that right.
Yes, I do.
Okay, but is that by choice? Because
yes, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what happened to my child.
Okay, we want to know too. How many years of schooling did you complete?
Probably 8.
Okay. Okay, and you understand this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're willing to talk to us?
Mm-hmm.
And you understand you can stop at any time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, and that's just saying that I haven't threatened you, I haven't made you any promises, I haven't, none of that. You're talking of your own free will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We want you to tell us, because we weren't there, what happened today.
Well, this is what happened. I ain't slept in about 3 days, right? The kid keep falling down the stairs, keep knocking his head around. It looked like something was wrong with his stomach last night that I noticed. And I gave him some water to throw it up. You know what I mean? I had him drink like several cups of water because it looked very odd normal. And I know that he used to eating his own shit. So I just wanted to make sure that he was okay. So he drank the water. And that was it. And I guess he goes back upstairs acting out some more. I mean, jumping off the banister, shitting everywhere, pissing everywhere, the usual, might I add. I've been dealing with this for probably like, since he was 2 years old, he's been doing this. Yeah, and so I've been very tired. I ain't slept in 3 days, so I'm just sitting there. And here he come rolling down the stairs again, ba-doom, ba-doom. So I tell him go back upstairs. A little while later, I go up there. I see a stick in his ass, like a chair leg. So I asked him, what is he doing? And he's just steady, you know what I mean? Just steady doing what he do. This ain't the first time he tried something like that. So I see blood on the ground, and I asked him to pull it out. You know what I mean? Blood squirted immediately. Now I'm freaking out. I'm like, hurry up. You need to get downstairs so I can get you in the shower. You know what I mean? And see what's going on. So at the time, I didn't think nothing of it. I just see that he bruised up as usual. Seeing the young way, he never stopped. He would find any way, any type of way, anything to use just to put a bruise on his body. So as a parent, I just put him in the shower. I put him in the bathtub to try to, get some of the swelling to go down or whatever the situation may have been, clean him up, make sure he was good. So I'm sitting on the couch. He like, Dad, come here. No, he like, Dad, help. So I come up the stairs to help him. And that's when I noticed his body was cold, very, very, very cold. So I took him downstairs and tried to rinse him off, to see if he'd shake out of it, wake up. I had no clue of knowing that he was sick to that extent, or that this is gonna go anywhere near this far. I just figured he was doing his normal acting out. He was kind of tweaking a little bit, you know what I mean? But as far as just like this. This is my way of describing it, just like this. But this is something that he done pulled for many years. All the time, damn near every day. Anytime he don't want to have his way, this is what he's pulling. Can't get him to eat his breakfast. He don't want to eat his breakfast. All he want to do is eat his feces. So I'm like, all right, at this point, there's nothing I can do but let him sit there and lay down. Okay? So, like I said, he said, Dad, help. And I came up the stairs. That's why I'm shocked as fuck right now. I'm not even crying or nothing. I'm just like in shock. Like, my child really dead? How? You hear me? Is what I don't understand. Now, I know them girls didn't do nothing to him to kill him. I just don't understand it. I'm very serious. That's where I'm at. It was shocking. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, he had marks all over his body.
It's every day. Now, sometime I had to spank his behind just to prevent him from hurting himself. This boy jumped out the window before. Out, just straight out the window. There is no stopping him. I'm afraid. I've been telling people I was afraid, but at the same time, it was nothing I can do. And I mean, I can understand the fact that he had marks all over his body. You'd be surprised just to sit there and watch him do it. Or just to see there and you could just be like, stop, or no, or don't, and he's gonna whack, he's gonna bam, he's gonna jump, he's gonna flip, he's gonna kick. We had stairs he was living up. He would kick them like that, you know what I mean? And kick them all kind of ways in the corner.
So he lived upstairs.
At times, yeah.
What do you mean at times?
Well, at first he was living downstairs, but the smell got too strong. Not only that, my little brother, I just got custody of him probably like 2 years ago. I've been taking care of my little brother. Okay, so he been living with us. Do y'all have my little brother? Okay, good. I'll just make sure he all right. Okay, so yeah, my little brother started living with us, right? And the Bob want to get aggressive with him, and you know what I mean, try to take his clothes off in front of him and stuff like that. So I mean, I had to protect him. I had to just send Takoda upstairs. I mean, the living environment, it was fine. It wasn't it was perfect actually. When he went up there, it didn't stink. He had a bed, he had clothes, he had everything he wanted. But this is the point that I'm trying to make as a parent. This how far this shit go. Like I can't get a boy a blanket. Because if I give him a blanket, now he has marks all over his body from him pissing on himself and wrapping around his own blanket. You know what I mean? If he did that continuously, there'd be rashes and, you know, that's unsanitary. Flat out. And there ain't no way to keep a child like that clean that just gonna do what they want to do no matter what, regardless. I mean, I had social services out there. I called the police. The police told me he was being unruly and that when he got a little older, they'll be able to, you know, put him in some type of juvenile center. And I mean, this is the day after he jumped out the window. I mean, I'm traumatized every day. It's a new show. My child almost lost his foot. Here I am laying in the bed thinking he's asleep. You know what I mean? I'm laying in the bed thinking he's asleep. And I hear bam, bam, bam at the door. If you're upstairs, what are you doing outside? So not only did he jump through a window, but the window he jumped through was probably a little bigger than a square. A big fella like that, straight through it. I mean, he's impressive. So, like I said, he did that, and it just went on and on and on and on. Like I said, anytime that I put my hands on him, it was to keep him from hurting himself. And I mean, far as I wouldn't beat him with anything, I would just grab him and like, hey, enough's enough, like arms behind your back, like the police do, you know what I mean? It was never punch you in the eye or slam you or, you know what I mean? Never tried to do nothing out the way to him just to keep him from hurting himself. That was my biggest fear, and he just continued to hurt himself every day. I mean, he had food, fresh food, clothes, all that. All he wanted to do is show out and tell me that he acting out, and there's nothing I can do about it. And eat his piss and his shit every day. I feel like that could have been the cause right there. I mean, I'm not sure. Like I said, it just hit me maybe like 3 days ago, because I mean, I literally have to watch him use the bathroom every day, you know, just to make sure he's using it there and not upstairs. But not only that, but every time I go up there, there's mountains of urine and mountains of feces all around the room, the walls, everywhere. And I mean, I've told social services about how he used to crack himself and hurt himself and all that. But I mean, they said when he turned 12 years old, I could have looked into getting him into this one program or one facility. He would have turned 11 3 days from now. And like I said, ma'am, I am shocked right now at this point that he died. Never seen it coming.
3 days from now, your son turns 11?
Yes, ma'am.
What's his birthday?
The 28th. What's today?
Okay.
That was correct. 25th. Is today the 25th?
No.
What is it?
The 13th.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that either. I mean, that's how tired I am. This goes on for days and days and days. I mean, I've seen him flip the table. I mean, he got the table flipped over, sticking his butthole on the table. If you flip this thing upside down and knock this back off, that's just straight ride out. But that's the kind of stuff he was into. I ain't never sexually harassed my child or do nothing like that. That's homophobic. And I mean, that's homo, and I ain't far from gay, you know what I mean? I ain't never played with they private parts. You see my little brother, correct? Healthy as an ox. We give him the same treatment. One just chooses to eat his food, and the other one chooses to eat his shit. And I mean, he got fed 3-4 times a day. He would take 10 hours, 20 hours to eat his food. Yep, I mean it. There it is. 20 hours to eat a bowl of noodles. How is he supposed to gain weight? Or how is he supposed to be healthy? You know what I mean? Non-stop. So I'm dealing with that on top of the fact that now we ain't got no health insurance. Because he done got in trouble so damn much to the point where I can't leave the house for 2 minutes or not 1 minute without worrying about, is he killing himself, hurting himself, doing what he doing? I really don't know why my child is dead right now. I still don't know. And that's what I would like to know, please.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this. He stayed upstairs?
Did he stay up there?
He stayed up there, right? Well, you
Yeah.
keep talking about him pooping and peeing and everything up there.
Yeah.
Like,
But
locked up there?
No, we never locked him up there. Like, the lock's been on the house since we had the dogs when they were smaller. They'd get into fights. We just never took the time to take them down, you know what I mean? But we got pit bulls there. And we ain't separated, made it be blood all over everywhere. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what the locks is for. Like, he would come down, I would invite him to watch TV. He's my son, he was handsome, he looked just like me. You know what I mean? And I would invite him to sit down, watch TV, and this, that, and the third. And he would just shit and piss. I mean, the smell was so loud, I can go up there and clean it every day. In 5 years from now, you'll probably smell it. So if it was the fumes, I don't know what it was. I mean, I did everything in my power. That bucket that was upstairs, I used to put soap and water in it and have him clean it up. Clean the floor up, clean your walls, clean it up. Like, it's just unbearable. I'm downstairs on the couch. I can't even sleep because the smell is so strong. You know, I mean, outrageous. And he getting put in the shower every day on a regular, you know what I mean? But regardless, it'd be like you never put a drop of water or soap on him. It's very shocking right now, the fact that he did. I mean it. I never thought that he would end up dead. I figured if he eat his own poop, I even Googled it. Like, will it hurt you? And they was like, nah, you know, to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Just to see, because, I mean, I was to the point where, what am I supposed to do? Call the police and be like, oh, my son is over here eating his shit again today?
Did you ever take him to the doctor?
Yeah, he's been to the doctor.
He has?
Yeah.
What's the doctor?
It's been so long, I don't even know. I just know it was probably like when my health insurance ran out. Probably close to 3 years ago.
So the kid hasn't seen a doctor in 3 years?
Yeah, but he been to the hospital and less than that.
When
So
was he at the hospital?
probably like a year ago when he jumped out the window.
Baby Children's?
Yeah, he always been very healthy.
Okay. Who was his PCP? His primary caregiver?
I didn't have no primary.
Care physician?
I didn't have one.
Where did you take him to the doctor?
I only took him to the hospital, and I only took him to the doctor when he needed it, and it won't nothing wrong with him.
He's eating his own feces. There's something wrong with him.
I mean, but besides the fact, now I took that into consideration. He's been to counseling his whole life. See, I could tell y'all.
So where did he go to therapy at?
He ain't been to therapy in a little while.
You said he's gone his whole life.
He has been, I'd say, probably like 4 years ago.
So he's been in counseling for 4 years, but he's been in his whole life.
Maybe off and on. I probably had some online counseling services or online counselors talk to him. But
Where did he go to school?
He was homeschooled. Thank you. But the thing is, like, when I did have counselors speak to him, he would play them so slick to the point where it'd be like, you know, he was all good and golden. Like, they wouldn't believe the stories that I tell them. You know what I mean? For me to tell somebody that he's getting it in like that, I mean, and he didn't have to do it. It's not something that we forced upon him or anything like that. Like, if I would give him ice cream and a couple cigarettes, not that I ever gave him any, but just speaking in general, like, he would do anything in the world. You know what I mean? Anything in the world that you ask him, only when he get his way. He was a bully.
So if you gave him cigarettes, he would do stuff? Sorry, buddy, I'm trying to get this.
I'm just saying, if I would have gave him whatever he asked,
There we go.
he could be the perfect angel. You know what I mean? But let me say no, or you got suspended, so we can't do this. It ain't no punishing him.
He got suspended, so where's he going to school?
He was going to Horseman. He's been homeschooled for the last 2 years.
Who's homeschooling him?
I was. Yep.
Why do you have to think about that?
My lip hurt. I'm just like, You know, I've been up for 3 days. As I'm telling you, I still haven't took a nap, been to sleep. So I'm doing my best.
And you've been up for 3 days because he's been walking into walls and falling down?
Not 3 days straight, but every now and then. I mean, he would go maybe one day, yeah, pretty much, or yelling. No, he was just yelling and screaming.
That's different than what you told us earlier, though.
No, that's what he do every day. But what I'm saying is, what kept me up was his tone, yelling, screaming, singing, dancing. Boy, it's 3 in the morning. No sleep.
Okay, so you homeschool him.
Yes,
What grade is he in?
5th grade.
Okay, and what's the stuff he's learning about right now?
Well, he was learning, but he refused to learn. Every book that I bought him, he pissed on it, he shit on it, he destroyed it. Pens became a factor of his safety, and pencils, you know what I mean? Ain't no winning.
Okay, so you're not homeschooling him.
I had legal documents stating that he was certified to be homeschooled,
Okay.
but like I said, he destroyed all his equipment, all of it. As a parent, I can't go out and just be like, I'm getting ready to replace all this.
So when was the last time he had schooling?
True education, I could say probably like 2 years ago, before he got pulled out, Horseman.
Okay.
But he didn't learn anything. He wasn't doing nothing. He was threatening the teachers and telling them how he'd teach people a lesson and locking them out the classroom and, you know, just getting it in.
Okay. He was locking the teachers out of the classroom?
Yep.
Okay. Earlier you called him a big fella. You think he was a big fella?
Do I? Yeah, a little bit. He's kind of tall.
Okay. So, I want to talk about today. You said you haven't been to sleep, is that right?
I still haven't, no ma'am.
Okay. So, what happened when he woke up this morning then?
He never went to sleep.
Okay, so then what happened? What's been going on since 6 a.m. this morning?
So, 6 a.m. this morning, I look at the camera. I see him plunging on his table. His chair. I don't think nothing about it. I'm just like, he's doing his normal weird thing. So sometimes I felt like ignorance was the best answer, because he was basically just seeking attention at any cost. You know what I mean? Any cost. He's been dealing with this since he was younger. He's been in the system since he was 2 years old. Anytime he didn't have his way, he'd make sure CPS show up at the house.
Okay, so keep going with your
And
story.
he would tell him just anything. The most outlandish thing. And they said, kill myself. Or I'm gonna, this, that, and the third. And then come home and, how was the day? Everything was fine. Yeah.
So at 6 a.m. this morning.
6 a.m. this morning. All right, so I see him doing that. I pay it no mind. I'm like, I didn't think he was hurting himself at all. So I'm like, what is he finna do?
You didn't think he was hurting himself?
Not at the time.
Okay.
I'm thinking in my head, like, what could he possibly be doing with that? Okay. So, all right, I get up around, say about 8 o'clock. Go get him his breakfast and stuff like that. So I go up there. And he laying on his tarp, and he got it in his butt. I'm like, what the hell do you think you doing? I say, pull it out right now. He wants to get the wrestling, and you know what I mean? Either way.
I don't know what you mean because I don't live in your house, so.
Well, he want to get wrestling and aggressive. Like, he don't want me to take it out of him, and he don't want me to have it, period. You know? So, I grab it out. Blood squirt. Yup. And it started dripping. So, put him in the shower. I put him in the bathtub, and I tried to clean it up and look at it to see if it was, worth me taking him to the ER right away. But to the eye, I'm not a doctor. It didn't look that bad. So I'm just thinking.
What did you see?
Just like his butt hole with a little blood. Because, I checked it out afterwards. I'm like, whoa, let me see. And she then did. And it was just looked a little swollen.
Okay.
So
you didn't see any injuries or anything?
Nothing too heavy. I seen his butt swollen and his legs and his arms and all that, but I see that every day.
Okay.
It's not a day where he is not gonna add another one.
Okay.
And here's the thing, as a parent, I'm afraid, I was concerned, like, damn, if I take him anywhere, they're gonna be looking at me like I did this. You know what I mean? So at the same time, I was trying to just get him together to where he didn't have any bruises, and then I can take him somewhere and see about possibly more therapy or something like that.
So he needed some sort of treatment.
It started to hit me at the last phases, like his last week. It started to hit me that he started being disobedient to the point where he wouldn't do nothing that he used to do. He took a real big turn. So yeah, he started being extra disobedient. So I'm just like, I'm gonna back off, let him do his thing. I'll try to keep him healed up, and then I'll get him to a treatment. Now that he's 11, maybe there'll be more options, I'm thinking. But like I said, today, he came downstairs, and like I said, showered him up. He went back upstairs, told him to eat his breakfast. He didn't eat it. He just laid on his bed, and he didn't eat it. So I'm like, I'll just wait a while. I'm like, eventually he'll get hungry, he'll eat. He always eat. He beg for food. He's never, he want more and more. Depends on what it is. You know what I mean? I'm like, can you have some more? Can you have some more? Some more? Sure, you can get some more.
Is that 20 hours later, or?
Not even 20 hours later. We're talking maybe 3 hours later.
Okay.
So I'm just sitting there like, I'm going to check on his body again, a couple hours, give it some time to cool off and check on it. So when I'm sitting on the couch and he like, Dad, help.
What time was this when you heard him say, Dad, help?
I can't tell you exactly. I ain't had no clock in front of me.
Approximately. Was it?
I ain't been asleep in 3 days. The time, I'm pretty bad off right now when it come down to the time.
Okay. So was it
I know it was daylight.
long before you called the police or shortly before you called the police?
Once he said, Dad, help, I called the police 5 minutes later.
Okay.
Less than that.
Okay.
Just
So
enough
he's
to rinse him off.
He's
Yep.
upstairs and he says, Dad, help.
Yep.
And you come downstairs, you come upstairs,
Yep.
and what happens when you're upstairs? He's talking to you. He
Yeah.
called for help.
Yep. He was talking to me, and then he just quit talking to me. And
Upstairs?
Yep. But he was doing like this.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay.
Was he standing?
Mm-mm.
Laying
But
down?
yeah, when he asked me for help, he stood up like this. He was laying down, and he pushed up like this, like, Dad, help.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, let me go see what's wrong with him.
What did he use to push up with?
His bed.
His bed?
Yep.
Okay.
So he pushed up, and he was like, help. So I go up there to help him out, and he got some stuff coming out of his mouth. You know what I mean? On my head, I'm thinking of shit all automatically.
Okay.
But because the night before, like I said, I just noticed how big his belly was, and I gave him some water so he can throw it up. If he had anything bad in him, a couple cups of water. I
Okay.
gave about 6, 7 cups. you know, trying to force him to throw it up. Is there anything bad in there? I don't know if he swallowed his fork or what he did. So I'm like,
Swallowed his fork?
yeah, that he was outrageous.
Okay.
Or what he would have done, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, get you out, you see him 1 minute, next minute you see him got a belly way out here. You like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So what I do immediately, I try to get him some water to flush it out. And
So we're back to where he's calling for help, and he's used his bed to push himself up.
Yep.
Okay. And what happens next?
So I ran up there and grabbed him, and then I rinsed him off.
Did he walk down the steps? Did you carry
Kinda
him?
sorta.
Tell me how you guys came down the steps.
I'm holding him like this.
Is he in front of you, behind you, or next to you?
He in front and on the side, like a little bit, because the stairs is narrow.
Okay. So
Okay.
where are your arms?
My arm's right here. This is where he at, right
I
here.
get that, but are you under him or on top of him, or how are
Under
you?
him, under him.
So you're under his arms?
Yep, trying to hold him up.
Okay.
Yep,
And he's walking?
slightly. Not much.
So are you like-
I'm basically doing all the work.
Are you dragging his feet along? Or you got him up off the steps? What do you?
Yeah, I drag him a little bit,
Okay.
just to, you know what I mean, to hurry up, because I'm trying to assess the situation. So,
Is he still talking?
no, not much. So but he's still moving. His eyes is looking at me. He's doing his normal thing.
His
I'm like,
eyes are looking at you? Okay. What's
like-
his normal thing?
you know, just the freak out that I was telling you about. You know, the freak show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But this only happens when he's got a lot of options.
Did he have
when
his
he's in
clothes?
trouble.
Did he have clothes on?
Did he have clothes on at the time?
Yeah. What was he
Uh-uh.
wearing?
No, he didn't have no clothes on. And the reason I didn't give him no clothes is because if I give him clothes, he's gonna spoil them right away. We're not talking about a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. This man is 11. Well, it would have been 11 in a couple of days. So we talking big shit. I mean, he can pile up, eat as much as he wants, and save it for about a couple of days, and then just explode, boom, everywhere. You just smell it, and it comes dripping down the stairs like butter, melting.
All right. So you're carrying him down the stairs,
Yeah.
and then what happens?
Okay, so I was gonna call 911. I started to call him. I said, let me check him out, make sure he not faking me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I wasn't sure if he was faking me or not. Because like I said,
What were you calling 911 for? Because
was
you
just
said he
fine.
was normal.
now the reason I was gonna call 911 is because you know, he been throwing up, and like I said,
When did he start throwing up?
when did he throw up? When he remember when I told you he pushed off his bed and I checked on him, I seen him throw up come out of his mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure before I wasted the authorities' time that he was not playing around. So I'm like, you know, it is normal. You feel me?
Okay.
Because usually I could be like, you stop right now. I mean, like right now, or really not scare him. Or I'll just be like, maybe I'll take your dinner away tomorrow. Wouldn't do that. But as a dad, I gotta come up with something
Okay.
to try to make a person think that you're serious. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he's like, all right, so yeah, now he's doing this. So and then I realized his eyes didn't look too good. I get on the phone.
What did his eyes look like?
His eyes looked like it just looked low, and it had a little red right here. It just looked a little low. But I mean, on a regular, he squinting like that sometimes too. So I wasn't sure.
So I think earlier you said, did you get him down the stairs, and then after he's down the stairs, what happens?
Put him in the shower. Not the shower, but I laid him in the bathtub.
Okay.
And like I said, he's still doing this. I'm mainly trying to get the throw up off of him again.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right, it's smelling awful. So I'm trying to get it off of him, and I realized that something ain't look right. So I called 911, and I took him off the bathtub, and from there, I did everything that dispatch said to try to save my child. He did start breathing again. He was looking at me for a second again. When the EMS got there, they told me to leave out, and I heard her say that he wasn't breathing again. And a couple of minutes later, I heard her say he got his breath back, and then and that was it.
So you got him out of the bath, and where did you put him?
I laid him on the living room floor behind the couch.
Okay, and you're doing what dispatch is telling you?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened, what did he do as he was laying there, you're giving him CPR?
What was he doing?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't doing anything.
Was he breathing?
Barely.
Was anything coming out of his mouth?
Yep. Air.
Air?
Yep.
Okay.
He was breathing kind of slowly.
Okay. Nothing else is coming out of his mouth?
Yeah, he started throwing up again.
Okay.
Yep. So what I did was I tried to lay him on the side to clear his passageway.
Okay. Where was he throwing up at? On the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
It's in them blankets.
Okay.
And then by that jacket and them blankets where he packed that evidence up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So did you lay him on a blanket? He was just laying on the floor?
Yeah, I was freaking out at this point. I'm trying to get some clothes on him and get him right. You know what I mean?
And this is why you're on the phone with dispatch?
Yes.
You're trying to get him dressed?
Of course. Yeah.
So
I mean, because he can't go out the house butt ass naked. It's wintertime.
Okay.
I mean, in my mind, I think I'm doing everything right. This doesn't happen every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay. So how did the throw up get on the blanket and stuff?
How did the throw up get on the blanket?
Yeah.
He might have been close enough to throw up on it. I don't know. Or it might have slid across the floor, maybe the blanket. You know what I mean?
You're the one that told me it was on the
Yeah,
blanket.
that's what I'm saying. I'm walking back and forth, so maybe we scooped it on there somehow, or I'm not really sure how it got there, to be honest.
How do you know it's there?
I kind of see it. I kind of seen it a little bit. I'm not even 100% sure. Maybe I didn't. I told you it's been 3 days.
Okay.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Okay.
But one thing I do know, I believe I seen throw up on the edge of this white blanket. That's what I'm seeing in my head right now.
Okay. Was there throw up on the floor?
Yes, plenty of it. A
Plenty of
lot.
it?
I mean, it must.
And it was there when the medics got there and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And how long did it take the police to get back when the medics got there?
The police is already there.
The police was already there?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
I try to cooperate with him and everything. Am I the only one being charged here?
I don't think anybody's been charged yet.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. You hear me?
Yep. So then the medics take him away, and that's the last thing you know.
And I'm in jail.
I'm sorry?
I said, yes, ma'am. Then I'm in jail.
You've been to jail?
This is jail. I mean, I was in that back room back there.
Right, but you've not been to jail.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So look, I'm sitting back there. The whole time I'm just thinking my son gonna be all right, because I mean they put him in the back of the ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking he's gonna be all right. And I ain't gonna lie, this is another thing I want to say. When I went to give him CPR,
Mm-hmm.
and I was taking it, whatever it was, out his mouth, it smelled so rotten, so awful. That's why I'm still kind of curious. Like,
Did you give him the breath, like over his mouth? Were you giving him his breath?
his breath.
His breath, like when you do
Yeah.
CPR, you're supposed to breathe into their
Mhm.
mouth?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was giving him his breath, and I gave him 12 pumps on the chest, and gave him some more. But like I said, I had him back when the ambulance got there.
So when you said that you checked his body again after this morning's incident and putting him in the bath, and then you sent him upstairs for a little bit, and then you said that you were going to wait a little bit and check his body again. Did you ever check his body again?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, because he asked me for help. I had a certain time that I was going to do it. Like I said, I was trying to settle down a little bit, and you know what I mean?
What were you trying to settle down from?
It's just stressful every day when you deal with that for 8 years, when you got a very handsome child that can't go to school, can't have no friends, can't do right, you know, just want to embarrass at all points.
Okay. Who else was home today when this was all going on?
Nobody that I was aware of. The house is
Nobody's
pretty
been home
big.
all day?
Mm-mm.
The house is pretty big?
Yeah. Yeah, nobody that I was aware of was home.
Okay. So you didn't see Josiah?
Mm-mm. I seen Josiah when he came back with Amanda.
Okay. But you didn't see him before he
Not
left?
this morning, no.
Were you sleeping?
Mm-mm.
House isn't that big. I
Nah.
was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sleeping.
Okay. So we
Not
know
that I'm
that
aware
Josiah
of.
wasn't upstairs, right?
Right, nah. Mm-mm.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Does he have access to the basement?
Josiah?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Okay. So he would have been on that main floor.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
But he be so quiet. He ain't a loud child.
Okay.
He
And
just
Amanda
like,
wasn't there?
not that I'm aware of.
And
I've been
Jennifer
sitting there
wasn't
so
there?
long. Me and Jenny never talked.
Why not?
Just because. There ain't no drama. That's like my girlfriend's sister, so try to keep it short.
She lives with you and she helps take care of your children, right?
Yeah, but still,
She cooks for you guys?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. But you don't talk to her?
not much.
So you don't know if she's there or not? You don't know if Amanda's there or not? You don't know if Josiah's there or not?
No. All I know is that I went when he called for help.
No, I'm talking about first thing this morning, 6 o'clock, when you took
I would
Amanda's
imagine
birthday.
they probably would have been, but
Did you share a bed with Amanda?
yeah, but I ain't sleep on it. I didn't go to bed. I haven't been to bed.
Okay. So where have you been?
We're about to sitting on the couch,
Sitting on the couch.
watching them. It's like a 24-hour watch. It only take them a second to flip down the stairs over the rail. I mean, not nothing small.
So you watch them on the camera?
I was, yes.
Okay. How come we couldn't see that view of the camera when we were there?
That I don't know.
Did you disconnect the camera?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Nah.
It wasn't unplugged?
The man was right there with me the whole time.
Well, I mean, we weren't there the whole time.
No, I'm not following you, Kenya.
Did you unplug it before you called the police?
No.
No? Okay. It's just odd to me that we couldn't see that view that you keep talking
It
about
works
watching
sometimes.
upstairs.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
It's a 24-hour job, though.
Right.
So
But like
why
I
are you
said,
watching it 24 hours?
sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I do the best I can. I can't keep functioning for 24 hours on a regular.
So, and you said you don't ever lock those doors?
Nah, not at night. Only when I'm putting a dog up there or I bring one of my outside dogs in or something like that. That's the only time.
When Takoda's up there, do you ever lock the door? Okay. What room, where in the attic where is Takoda's room?
Well, look, it used to be in the back area, the biggest part.
Okay.
So we jumped off board. So we jumped out the window.
So you're talking about upstairs in the attic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so where's his room at now?
It was still in the attic, but just the smaller portion.
Okay. Where is his bed at then, upstairs?
His bed.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning I put it in that back area, so he won't shit on it, piss on it. Maybe he'll have something clean to lay down in.
Okay, so do you lock that area once you put his bed back there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where it was today then?
Yeah.
Back in that area locked?
Yeah. Because look, that'd just be another thing for him to hurt himself on. The area ain't that big. He would just be like, I'm gonna flip off the bed and crack my nugget, and then I'll be here regardless.
Okay. So you lock that back area?
Yeah, I lock that bed. Yes.
And the attic. So the attic's kind of like split up. You have the area where like the stairs are, and then you have that like back room where there's like a blanket hanging from the door,
Right.
and a door and a lock,
Right.
right? Okay. And so
It used
every
to-
day
it
you
used to
take
be all
his
one.
bed from the big area into the small area,
Yeah.
and you throw it in there,
Yeah.
and you lock the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It used to be all one, so you put that door and lock in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because for his safety, yeah. That's the measures. I had to board up. If you can't look, I boarded up all the windows in the room just to keep him from jumping out the window. Yeah.
Don't care. I don't care. She can go. She wants. Just come on. I'll change my mind. Go down.
Jennifer. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. Tell me what is it?
Well, I moved down here 3 years ago, and well, I moved down here because I had to take care of the boys. And that was the whole deal, that I take care of the house and the boys and he would buy my dog food or whatever, clean the house and do all that. So, okay.
You're okay, honey. Take a breath.
And then,
Hey, Jennifer. I'm sorry, just really quick. I just want to remind you of the paper that we went over to make sure that you remember everything we went over before. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell everything. I guess I told me I was gonna talk because I'm not going down for this no more.
Okay.
Because they always said that if anything happens, we're all going down. Well, I'm not going down as much as they thought. I'm tired.
Somebody told you all were going down for it? Who?
Amanda.
Amanda told you all were going to go down for it? Okay. So, you moved down here 3 years ago to watch the boys, okay? The understanding was they're going to buy dog food for your dog and obviously take care of you,
yeah,
right?
take care of me and my dog. But, can you give me a second just to...
Yeah.
Take your time.
But he was in that room downstairs, and then he was misbehaving because he was pooping everywhere. He could use the bathroom anytime, or whatever, like a normal child. But he would refuse to use the bathroom and use it on himself every night and everything. And so then he started spanking him, putting him in the corner, and it escalated from there. And then he moved him to the basement and that spare room that we got down there. And then he kept on doing the same thing and stuff like that. And then he would start doing a little more, punching him and kicking him and stuff like that. And then he moved him to where I was, because I was still upstairs at the time. And then he would still do the same thing. And then he would start still punching him, kicking him, elbowing him in the gut, smacking him across the head and everything. And then he recently started using a taser on him. And then then we got this metal spatula down, or whatever, that he used to beat him with it. And then this morning, I called him down for breakfast. He wouldn't come. I called him down, kept on calling him down. Finally, he came down, and then I woke up Al, and he was sitting, Takoda was sitting on the toilet, and he elbowed him in the back, and then he fell to the floor, and he...
Take your time.
Started beating on him, and then he threw him in the bathtub, and it sounded like he was drowning him. So he was talking to him and telling him he was going to drown him, and it sounded like that because all I heard was splashing because he wouldn't clean his shorts because he came down wet over this morning. And he took him back upstairs and threw him around. Then he made him lay on his stomach, hands behind the back, and he stepped on him. And then he made him lay in the bed, and he was laying on his side, and then he was at the back of him. I don't know what he was doing out there, I couldn't see. And then he threw him back off the bed, drug him a little bit up from it. And then, I know. It was going on for 30 years. I should have done something. Even longer. Since he was little. When we first got him, no one listened. But all I know is that Amanda never laid any hands on him. I mean, she would spank him and just tell him not to do things, tell him to do things, but he would never listen. So we both told Al that he wouldn't listen, and then Al would go be on it.
When you say you tased him, he had like a physical taser or like a
Yeah, a little pink one.
little pink taser? And then there's a metal spatula that he used to hit him with. You said that he had him on, he was behind him today, right? Were Takoda's hands tied or? Okay. Did you see, was he?
I don't know what else was going on. I was in the middle of reading and watching Joe while he was playing, so I wasn't really doing much paying attention to what was going on.
What was Takoda doing? Was he crying, screaming?
Not at first. Well, at first he was, but when it was over, he was quiet. And then when they woke up about 1 o'clock, because he went back to bed around 10, and then they woke up, and then they laid me on the couch, and I went back to bed for a while because I was tired. And then I got woken up by Amanda crying and freaking out. And then that's when we left. Because Takoda wasn't breathing.
There was part of like a stool or something. What was going on with that?
He would make him sit on it with his legs wide open because I don't know the whole reason.
He would sit on it when it was part of the chair? Or
Yeah, when it was all together. Because he wouldn't stand still with his legs crossed, hands behind his head. And then he brought that home one day and made him sit on it.
Like with the legs up?
No, he was sat on the top of it.
Did you see Al with this, like one of the legs today?
He hid it behind the dresser in the living room. Well, part of it, and then the other one was in the sink in the bathroom.
What was he doing with it?
Dad, I don't know. I can tell you that one. I don't know what he was doing with that.
Okay. So you said that, like, after this was going on, he went back to bed. Who went back to bed?
Al, because he made Takoda go back to bed, lay back on his bed, and not make a word or sound. And then I just figured he was sleeping the way he was just.
What bed was he laying on?
That's a cat.
What?
A cat looking thing. I don't know what they did with it.
So tell me what happened today.
I woke up around 1 p.m. And I left. I grabbed my sister and decided to go make some errands to get to the bank before it closed. I had to put some money in the bank. And I made a couple other errands. And when I got back home, and the cops were there. They didn't tell me anything that was going on. Al came out and said Takoda was unresponsive and he had to call the ambulance. That's all I know.
Yes. So what were the errands that you went and ran? Where did you go?
And I went over to the Dollar Tree to get Josiah something to drink because he was thirsty.
What Dollar Tree?
Right there by Gettysburg, right around the corner from my house.
Okay.
I just had my sister run in and grab a drink for him, juice. And I had to run to the bank. By the time I got back, it was when I seen all the cops there. I thought something had happened. I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out and told me I couldn't go in my house.
What bank did you go to?
Key Bank.
Where's that at?
I think that's North Main, is it? I don't really know the roads around here.
Okay. And then where else did you go?
That's it. I just come home.
Dollar Tree and Key Bank? Okay. Did you go by Walgreens too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stopped at Walgreens, stopped in the front. Asked her if I could go over to her house later. She had to work till 11, so I came back home.
So you were going to go over to her house?
Mm-hmm. I went over there for Thanksgiving.
Who's your friend?
Victoria.
And she works at Walgreens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you who all went with you to run the errands?
Just me and my sister and Josiah.
Okay, where was Takoda?
I think he's in the bathtub. I heard him in the bathtub.
He was in the bathtub?
Mm-hmm. He should have been taking a bath because I woke up and I was still in my pajamas. I just laughed. I didn't even get anything to drink or use the bathroom.
You didn't think you just like went without brushing your teeth or anything?
Yeah, I just thought it was later than what it was.
Who was in there? Was he in there with anybody?
The door was closed. He was by himself.
Okay. Where was everybody else?
My sister was in her room, and Josiah was in the toy room playing.
And where was Al?
He was sitting on the couch.
Did you guys talk at all before you left?
I just said I gotta run to the bank. I'll be back. He didn't even answer the phone. I was trying to call him, but his phone was off.
What's his phone number?
I don't know it by heart. I'll have to look it up. Let's see. 937 361 8003.
So you had his phone now?
Mm-hmm. I was trying to ask if he needed anything while I was out. But it's not unusual. His phone is always off. Seriously.
So how long have you guys been together?
8 years in there.
And he has other children.
Mm-hmm.
He has other children, right? Where are they?
North Carolina, last time there. You look at his mother.
Living with him?
Your mother.
Why is so Takoda was the only one that you guys had?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about Takoda.
What about him? Like, living.
Why don't you just kind of tell me about him? I don't know anything about him.
Well, when we first got together, he was fighting for custody of him in Wisconsin. That's how we met. He got overnight business with him, and he was a good kid. Bounced around foster home. Then after probably a few years after we got custody, we moved here in 2014. We went to school at Forestman. He had a lot of behavior problems. He was going to get kicked out of school. So we just decided to homeschool him to see if that will work. We just didn't listen. He didn't want his behavior problems. The therapist said that he didn't need therapy. He was only had therapy a couple of times. Yeah. Hurt me with a knife one time, so I took both the knives away. I'm not just coming in my bedroom.
So, when does Al work?
Every now and again, he works at labor works, temporary.
Labor works?
Mm. He works when he can. I've been working 6 days a week sometimes, so.
So, you didn't really see Takoda this morning?
I barely ever see him. Like I said, by the time I get up, I get dressed for work and leave. Then when I get home, everybody's in bed. I stay up till about 2:30, 5 in the morning.
So you don't see him at all?
Barely. Maybe for a few minutes here and there.
So, where does he go to school now?
He's homeschooled.
By who?
Me. I give homework assignments. I usually print them off at the library. And then I give them to my sister to give to him. And he reads his books and all that, like the paperwork. So
You just
usually on the tablet. We have a tablet. And I was looking into like a K-12 or something like that they had. And they were going to help teaching, but I kind of left that one with that.
Do you ever talk to his mother?
Takoda's mother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't talked to her in years.
So he was in foster care. Why was he in foster care?
His mother put him in foster care.
Okay. And so you guys got him out of foster care.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time he went to school?
This is the second year being homeschooled.
So Josiah, whose baby is Josiah?
It's Al's brother.
His mom's baby?
Yes.
Or dad's?
His mom's. I don't think they know their fathers.
Okay. So how do you guys have him?
She left him with us, and we were just taking care of him. I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know if she's in jail or what. I haven't talked to her.
She just dropped him off and...
We went and picked him up. When we picked him up, he had really bad type of rash. He was underweight. He was with his aunt, which is her sister. She wasn't taking care of him. She sold all this stuff, so we went and picked him up.
And you've had him pretty much his whole life?
Mm-hmm. He was like a year. And then I think Al talks to his mother, but I don't. So I don't know what her plans were. I haven't spoken to her in a year or so.
Okay. So where does everybody in the house, like where do they sleep?
Well, Al and I have our bedroom. And Josiah sometimes sleeps in our room. We go with us on the floor, on the couch, upstairs. Then there's a bedroom across from us, which is what's supposed to sleep at. And then my sister, we kind of made her bedroom in the back of the house. It's kind of
So, I mean, Takoda stays in the bedroom
across from mine.
Josiah doesn't stay in there at all?
He naps in there.
He usually stays with
study the twin, just stays.
Okay, so you get up about 1, and your sister's where?
She's in her room.
So you go get her and say, hey, we gotta run to the store?
Mm-hmm. I was typically, I don't like driving around.
Okay. And Dakota's in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all was closed.
Okay.
The bath water.
But Al was sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When's the last time that you're aware that Dakota ate?
I didn't ask, but I was soon to eat breakfast, lunch. We had pizza from Happy Pizzas, and I just made a whole turkey for dinner last night. So, I don't know what he ate. My sister feeds him, or I feeds him.
Okay. Explain to me what all these marks are on Dakota.
What marks?
The marks all over his body.
From something out the window, or what?
No,
I don't look at it. I don't know.
These marks on his
You know what
body.
happened?
I don't. He's tearing out look at his body. I have no idea.
Okay. Somebody said that you said Josiah was visiting from Tennessee.
Yeah, his mom's supposed to be getting him back, but she hasn't gotten a hold of us. We've just been taking care of him.
For how long?
Since April.
Like marks on his face. You never noticed the marks on his face?
I didn't see him this morning. I haven't seen him.
Or maybe his big cut that's on his, like around his foot?
Mm-mm.
You ever notice that?
Mm-mm.
When was the last time you saw him?
Probably last week or so. I've been working 6 days a week trying to get some extra money for the holidays.
Okay, well, there's still a day left.
I know I usually.
So what do you do on that day?
I just had off today and yesterday. I was just completely sleeping. I've been sick.
So you had yesterday off?
You
didn't see him at all yesterday?
I was in my bedroom. I've been sick, probably. Like strep throat or bronchitis or something.
So where was he?
In the house, petting, watching TV every night. Kids are usually just playing around watching TV.
Just playing around?
Yeah, they're usually watching cartoons on.
You think a kid that looks like that's just playing around?
Hold on. She usually while it was dead. His dad goes to his friend's house a lot.
What friend's house?
I don't know his name. He's got a few friends. I don't know.
So you never noticed, you never realized he had these marks all over his body, on his arms, on his hands.
Oh,
You never noticed that stuff?
I'm usually at home and I usually leave.
Let's not play stupid, okay? Because I really don't have a lot of tolerance for stupid. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to a kid that lost his life. So this is your chance to explain this to us because you're not stupid, okay? You can kind of play like you are, but you're not stupid. So let's discuss how this happened to him. Did you do this to him? Did you do this to him?
No,
Were you beating on him?
No.
Okay, who was?
I don't know. I wasn't
You
there.
do know.
I wasn't there.
Come on. But you're still not stupid.
They never touched him. I never surrounded him.
I thought you homeschooled him.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to him?
Barely
You
ever.
never noticed that this kid was probably miserable his entire 10 years, or at least the time that this has been going on, because this didn't just happen. What monster does this? Are you a monster?
No,
Oh, well then tell me how this happened.
I don't know. Usually wearing clothes when I'm around him. I don't
But they were on his arms, on his hands. His face had cuts.
I didn't see him today. I don't know.
They weren't from today. They were from a period of time, not just today.
What clothes? Eat where?
He had jeans and khaki pants and t-shirts. I had to throw 99% of them out.
What did he have left?
He only had a couple pairs left until I got some more. They were in his room.
And the room where all the toddler clothes were?
Yes.
Last time I
That's where all
checked,
the
you guys
clothes
were
were.
toddler size.
I kept all the clothes there. But 90% of them had
There might have been clothes up in the upstairs. So who goes in the upstairs?
No, we leave it locked because it leaks. Oh, it's off limits.
So why is there urine and stuff up there?
My dogs go up there sometimes.
And pee in buckets? You guys should train your dog to pee in buckets?
There's no buckets up there.
Yeah,
There's a swimming
urine
pool
in there.
There shouldn't be no buckets in there. The ceiling leaks. Well, the buckets
It's not a
are.
leak. So the dogs hang out up in the attic?
Sometimes they go up there because they don't get along, so we have to bring another dog in. We bring the outside dogs in, my other dog has to go upstairs or in the basement.
So let's get back to this. So today a 10-year-old who's going to be 11 very soon, is that correct?
18.
Lost his life somehow and has marks all over him that couldn't be self-inflicted. So I'd like to know how that happened.
Hands up, senior, please.
Yeah, don't mind.